for me, I don't try to put too much pressure on myself. I always have high expectations for myself and for the offense, but I don't try and play those types of games. You know, I don't have enough mental space to kind of process all that. It can wear on you. So for me, I just show up, try and be the best I can be, go home and be the best I can be as a father and as a husband, come back and do it again.
Carson Wentz feeling no pressure, so he says. He's down to his last chance. If it doesn't work for him in Washington, he enters the clipboard-holding phase of his career, and I'm not sure he's wired to be anybody's full-time backup. So, with that said, a look at the players under the most pressure as the 2022 season approaches. It'll be here before we know it. Charean, you've got the first pick.
Wow, thanks, Mike. I started this list, and I think we could probably have about 15 players on this list, all quarterbacks, because they're all under pressure. There's so many of them under pressure that could be in their last year as starters, or the last year with their team, or they're in their last year with their current under the current contract. But I'm going to steal Lamar Jackson from you, and I'm going to. You know, he won't engage with the Ravens, and they want to sign him to a long-term deal. He probably wants something, and will get something around Deshaun Watson's deal. He has no agent, as we know, so this is holding things up. But whether he gets his deal or not this year, and it looks like he's not going to play, he's going to play under his current deal and not engage with the Ravens. He's 1-3 in the postseason, Mike, and it's been 3 years since he won that MVP award. So he's under pressure, in my mind, to produce, whether he gets a contract or not, to show that he can win in the postseason, to show that he can lead this team to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, because he hasn't shown that yet. So I just think he's under immense pressure for the contract reason and for the reason that he has not been successful in the postseason yet.
As you were setting up your pick, I thought you were going in a different direction, but then I remembered you won't do it because the guy went to Texas A&M. Ryan Tannehill is my first pick, a guy who beat Lamar Jackson in the postseason a few years ago, but a guy who struggled with 3 interceptions. They drafted Malik Willis. Do they really want Ryan Tannehill over the long haul? What does he need to do this year to prove that the job is still his? So with Malik Willis hovering, with the memory of the playoff flameout still fresh in his mind, I think he's under a lot of pressure. All right, next round.
I'm going to go with the guy who started his career at Texas A&M and then went to Oklahoma and won a Heisman Trophy, and that's Kyler Murray. We know he wants a new deal, scrubbed his social media, all those things this offseason. But, Mike, whether he gets that new deal or not, he's under a ton of pressure. The last game in our memory of Kyler Murray is the worst game of his career. 40.9 passer rating, 137 yards, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions against the Rams. Another guy who hasn't won in the postseason, 2 Pro Bowls in his 3 seasons, but I would argue that it should have been Tom Brady in 2020. It should have been Matthew Stafford in 2021. I'm not sure he's earned any of those Pro Bowls that he's gotten. He's been good. He hasn't been good enough yet.
Next one from me. No Excuses Tour 2022, Tua Tagovailoa. He's saying all the right things. The team is saying all the right things, but it's all going to be down to him. How far they go depends upon how well he plays. And we know the offense is going to be designed in a way to make the most out of the underneath stuff and the short passes. At some point, he's going to have to make a throw down the field. Are we breaking here, or are we doing round 3, Matt Casey? We're going to break. We'll do round 3 of the players under the most pressure draft when PFT Live concludes right after this. There are the results so far. We're on to round 3 of the draft. The players under the most pressure in 2022. We're under pressure to get this done in the next minute. Charean, you're up.
I'm going to go with the guy who says he feels no pressure, and maybe he should feel pressure, Mike, and that's Carson Wentz, because he's on his 3rd team in 3 years. When you're good, you don't go to 3 teams in 3 years. That's not the way this works. Number 2 overall choice in 2016. He had that MVP caliber season in 2017. Last 4 years, he's 26, 29, and 1. He's got to be better than that in Washington, or this is his last year in the NFL as a starter. Huge pressure for Carson Wentz.
We came within 30 seconds of making this show the first one in several weeks that didn't mention Deshaun Watson. Well, I'm going to mention Deshaun Watson because he is under the most pressure between everything that's happening off the field, the questions about when he's going to play, will he be allowed to play, and when he finally does, He better show that he's worth the trouble to which the Browns have gone.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.